We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
Wale Ogunruku, good morning. Good morning. Good to have you on the sports zone this morning. How are you?
Good morning, listeners. I'm fine.
What
are you? Are you in Angola, Awolowo, Faji?
Yeah, I once stayed in every hostels for male on campus before moving down to town.
Okay, that's definitely not in Moza or Moreno.
No.
Aha, that's good.
So Wale is a student of the Obafemi Awolowo University, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, what are you studying in?
I'm a physical and educator.
Okay, what year?
That is, I'm a graduate now.
You're a graduate
I
now.
did my convocation on the 8th of December. This
last. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And it's been a rough journey for me, personally, because I happen to be a student activist and a lot of other things follow. So, but we thank God the journey is over now.
Okay, were you an athlete at the just concluded NUGA Games?
Yes, I represented OAU. I played in handball.
Okay.
And, as a student of physical and education, I do all sports, but I major in handball for that particular competition.
And what gold medal or silver or bronze medal?
Gold medal.
Gold medal.
Wow. Both male and female team.
Wow,
One
fantastic.
Gold medal. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank
All
you.
right, on the NUGA medals table, what can I say? The University of Port Harcourt was first.
Of course.
What can I say? With 61 gold medals, 29 silver, and 30 bronze, amassing a total of 120 medals. The university of which Wale represents is the Obafemi Awolowo University.
Yes.
And they turned out sixth in the table, 7 gold medals, 13 silver, and 18 bronze medals.
Yes.
Yeah, amassing a total of 38 medals at the university games. Now, Wale is here because they have a bone to pick with the university.
We do.
Yeah,
We do.
but before
University.
Obafemi Awolowo University.
but before we go into the nitty gritty of it all, when Wale did reach out to us, what I did was put a message across to Obafemi Awolowo University, and I'm going to read the message that I sent to them because we like to hear from both sides. So what I did say to them was, look, tomorrow morning, after introducing myself, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., we will be having as guests athletes who represented your institution at the NUGA Games just recently concluded, and they will be agitating for their bonuses, telling the story of betrayal. And we thought it wise to inform you and to ask if anyone is willing to speak on behalf of the university. This message was sent to OAU at 8 minutes past 10 in the morning of yesterday. Up until now, OAU is yet to respond to this request. But Wale is here to speak on behalf of the athletes and officials of the university as well. So, Wale, what's the story? You're being owed bonuses because the university promised to pay the athletes?
Yes. And to start with, thank you very much for this opportunity, because when the whole issue started, we had to...
Started when?
It started practically January of this year.
Okay.
Before coming down to Lagos for the competition proper.
Okay.
We've been having issues concerning welfare of the athletes. The preliminaries of the NUGA Games happened on our campus due to whatever issues NUGA are having with their main host. And unfortunately for us, we found something very funny, that an athlete who ran 100 meters for OAU, in his quest to make sure that he qualifies at all costs, he got injured on the track in the presence of everyone, including the spectators and the officials of the university. And it took the influence of someone like me, his coach, and some other influential students to reach out to FUTA, Federal University of Technology Akure, to ask for their help in order to treat our own athletes on our campus. That was when the signal started showing itself to me as an individual, like, if we are hosting on our campus and an athlete got injured, he had bruises on his faces, his elbow and shoulder, and they left him like that, and of course with that effort of coasting through, he became second. So if someone can be left alone in this manner on this soil, then what will happen to us when we get to Lagos? Well, others did not get the gist, and well, the reality dawned on all of us when we got to Lagos. Particularly the male athlete, we were lodged at Queen Aminat hostel, and then the female athletes were somewhere else.
Sorry,
and
can you take that again, please?
Queen Aminat hostel.
That's a girls' hostel.
Yeah, that was where they put us. I think they evacuated off all the normal occupants for us to
There's
occupy
nothing
the
wrong with
place.
that.
That boys' hostel. Why would you put boys in girls' hostel?
That was where we were given.
I mean, you're hosting NUGA. How many universities around the country?
No, but I'm saying that there are many boys' hostel. Did they exhaust all the Jaja, Marere, any joke?
Obviously, no.
What was the name of the other one? Because there's even a male hostel very close to that one. Okay, anyway, no. Biobako.
So that was where we were lodged, and of course, I had to personally use my fund to get mosquito nets. That's the first thing.
Oh, here we go.
We did personally to use my own money to get mosquito net. There are other teammates of mine and other athletes from other sports.
Let's start from the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
You preliminaries held
on our campus.
On your campus.
Yes.
Yeah? And then your trip to Lagos for the university games. How was that funded? And before you got to Lagos, was there any meeting held with the authorities of the university saying that this and that would be your bonus?
Thank you very much, sir. The first thing which I actually want to speak, I mean, to just address the side of the athletes and not kind of attack any individual, because giving out some information might seems to be attacking some individuals, and I think at this point I have to technically do that, because in the situation where we have a director of sports of the Sports Council who fails to even address any one of us before the competition, then something is fishing. In a situation where we have to force the chairperson of the Sports Council, Professor Moses Amusa, to address the students, then something is fishing. Before leaving Ife, we had a congress of the athletes, I mean general gathering of the athletes, in front of the director's office. And there and then we were able to, I mean, let me use the word, hold him to ransom for him to just say one or two things to us. And truthfully, no amount was mentioned while we were on campus.
Okay.
And there was a promise of, okay, at least you will be settled, necessary things will be given to you. And what has those necessary things? Historically and traditionally on our campus, whenever we are going for an outing of such, even from their own time as undergraduates, I mean our professors that are now in charge, they do give them canvas, they give them provisions, they give them beverage, I mean name it, anything that will make you perform well, supplements and what have you. But we got nothing. All athletes, and I'm saying this, you can put me on record, and athletes listening, they can confirm this to you. All athletes that represented OAU in the just concluded NUGA 2022 bought everything they used with their own personal money, except the jersey. Everything. Basketballers bought their canvases themselves, handballers, cricketers, everything, including badminton. I mean, all the rackets athletes, they bought their rackets themselves. Nothing was given. Nothing. And we got to Lagos without knowing what's in stock for us. So after a few days, I think 2 or 3
How did
days,
you get to Lagos?
we, of course, they provided bus. They did that. At least that was the only thing they gave us. They provided bus to transport us down to Lagos, and how we fed, they did not know.
There was no feeding.
There was no feeding on our way.
They didn't provide feeding.
On our way to Lagos. They did not.
Okay.
And we were in Lagos for up to 2-3 days before we could get the attention of the Sports Council. By protest, we got the attention of the Sports Council, specifically the chairperson, Professor Moses Amusa. By protest, we had to go online. We started, that was when the issue of tagging people happened, started, and we just had to like tag everybody, because we lost confidence in our own people inside, and we felt compromised. Like, okay, the best thing we could do is to go online, tag anybody taggable, and because we know some individuals, like members of people sitting here, had integrity to protect, and some of you reached out to us, which we appreciate a lot. And that was what prompted that meeting that we had with the chairperson that same night in front of Queen Aminat Hostel, after like 2 or 3 days of we being in Unilag.
So while you were there, representing your school at the University of Lagos, did you not have officials of the university present with you?
We do, but some of them, let me not say all of them, some of them, many of them were lodged in hotels that we cannot even reach.
They were not on campus with you?
They were not on campus with us. I say this practically with fact. They were not on campus with us. They only left the medical staffs with us within the hostels, and those are the, it would use the normal word, the lower staffs according to the way they place them. Even when some of them are doctors, medical professionals, they have to leave them with us in that same mosquito oriented invested hostel.
So Unilag has mosquito infested hostels.
The hostel was terrible. It was terrible.
That's an indictment on Unilag as well.
Not deny that part of the conditions. I cannot deny that. But I went there.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So what's your name again?
Wale Ogunruku.
What I said basically is that they brought you down because when Charles were the medals table, I was thinking only 7. I was in Ife in the late 70s, early 80s, and they had the best sports program. The sports center, it's sports center, the sports hall. It was,
of course, one of
the very best.
Yes,
that's the one where you were chucked out, right?
I was advised to be so then we've come to a stage now that your people, the administrators, which is the story of Nigerian sports generally, bring you the protagonists, the actual athletes down for the first 3 days. I need to understand this very clearly. They just provide provision for your feeding.
We did not see anyone.
So you shot you are catering for yourself.
We were the ones catering for ourselves. We were ready for ourselves. Yes, you can confirm this from all the athletes. We were up to 250.
So they put themselves in comfortable hotels. Where
many of them, of course, some coaches were like sympathizing. Like trying their own best. I'm not going to deny that fact. Some were showing solidarity through phone calls and all that, coming to visit us and all. But for 3 days, the administrators were the ones that
found. Brought their own boots, and then as for equipment, apart from the
uniform, everybody. Everybody.
That's shocking.
I can, if you want names, I can give you names. There are players that we had to borrow money from ourselves in order to get ABC.
But this is shameless from OAU.
Including some volleyballers are still owing the woman that sold canvas to them till I'm talking to you. They are still owing.
Okay, so what are you agitating for as we speak now? What exactly is, because you guys from your expression on Twitter, you immediately talked about bonuses.
Yes.
Yeah. What bonuses are you looking for? Is there a specific amount that each athlete is supposed to get?
Of course.
Which is what?
Now, thank you very much. To start with, some athletes we were paid 7.5 for preliminaries. That is pre-NUGA that was hosted on our campus.
7 per day.
Per person, no, the whole of the competition. The whole of the
preliminaries.
Yes.
How long did that last?
I think, if I'm not wrong, a week.
7.5 for a week.
Yeah, under a week. Maybe 5 days or just a week. So they said because we were at home and normal thing. We are used to their antics anyway. So we took that as, we are going to learn from that, and then we demand for a better thing. So some are still not. Till now, some have not gotten their alert for that. 7.5. Based on, we could call it technical error, procedural error, whatever. Till now.
Maybe they're using Zenith Bank.
Till now.
Come on.
Till now. Some have not gotten. Some athletes in cricket, some athletes in taekwondo, some in volleyball, and so on and so forth. So we went from that phase to Unilag phase. And when we got to Unilag, like I was saying earlier, we had to protest to get the attention of the chairperson. And she came to us. I won't deny the fact that she tried her best to come down around 11 p.m. She came down around 11 p.m. to address us, and that was when we introduced the issue of the amount that we think we deserve,
which is what,
and we advocated for 7,000 naira per day, and they reduced it to 5,000 naira per day.
Okay, so there was a negotiation.
Yes.
Yeah, where you both agreed on 5,000 naira per day. For how long?
And the NUGA happened for 2 weeks. I guess. Yes.
Okay, so right now, have you exhausted all avenues of reaching out to the school authorities as far as your
yes, we have. Before I go into details of answering that question, we got, because we threatened not to perform, not to go on anything sporting activity if we did not get something that night, which we had our protest. And to be fair enough, we saw a lot of 36,000 naira per person, and some have not gotten their own alert till now also.
Sorry, I don't understand. 36,000
naira per person.
That's accumulated.
I mean, accumulation. Accumulation of the 5,000 naira negotiation. So it was supposed to be 60,000 naira in calculation. So
the athlete.
Does this include feeding?
Just it's supposed to be like an allowance on its own. So and then provision for feeding, for provision for beverages, toiletries, and what have you should come separately.
Sorry, I'm not sure how it works, but isn't it a host that are supposed to feed the?
No. Each school will take
care of their own athletes.
Take care of their feeding.
Yes.
So will not provide accommodation.
Yes. That's the norm. Yes, that's the norm. And we got the accumulated fee of 36,000 naira instead of 60. So leaving the rest to say that okay, they are going to settle us when before the end of the tournament. That was the promise.
Did you get yours?
I got mine.
Okay.
I got mine. So technically, I'm not even just raising here today to agitate for myself alone, because it's obvious I've not been living on the remnants that we are expecting since March. I've been living on something else and on other athletes too. But still, justice must be done.
But the question we asked was, have you exhausted other options?
Yes, we have, and this is where our fear lies. That is why we have to rush to come to the public space to appeal for intervention. First and foremost, the director of sport of State Union, whom unfortunately could not join us today due to his academic schedule, he has been reaching out to every members of the sports council, including the school management. According to him, I don't know if there are letters to that effect in his own office or it's just informally. According to him, he has been reaching out to every personnel involved, and the promise we've been getting since April has been we will solve it. We'll get back. In fact, we will host you people. First and foremost, they came with excuse of strike. They were industrial strike. They came with the excuse of strike that they could not access their office in order to process our money. Whereas we have the opinion that this thing is very simple. Just you have our account numbers. Just transfer this money to everybody, even without you disturbing anyone. But they gave the excuse of strike being the reason why our money has been delayed. And ever since we resumed now, nothing has been done.
All right, hold on to that thought. We have to go on a break. But I'm going to say one thing, and I know Charles is going to look at my phone, but somebody else, I just feel the sports minister is to play from this. I don't know. I just see his hand in it. I don't know how.
Welcome back to the show. Our time is fast spent. Can we take a few messages? There's a very interesting one from Esau Bishop. Yeah, Femi.
Okay, he says, please read this before deciding to say it. Well, we've done that already. He says, good morning, sports team. I quite understand the predicament and acknowledge rights of the students, but my concern is for the young man. Knowing the way Niger is and social media, my fear is this public interview used against his future career. Maybe the program going public on their behalf than him coming live would have been more ideal.
All right, so the question now is, Wale, are you concerned that you might be victimized? Because that's what this message is suggesting.
I'm sorry to have laughed out loud, because suspension to someone like me, or any form of victimization to someone like me, it's like water that you take every day. living in Nigeria is a victimization on its own. To me.
Oh God.
So I'm not scared. My records are there. Mentioning my name alone, the school will understand that, like, in their own word.
Today.
So I'm not scared. I'm not scared of anything that happens within and beyond. And outside the campus. As we're speaking now, there have been situations where I go for interviews and DSS will be waiting outside to take me. So I'm not scared. Because I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the generations coming behind me.
A few more messages. Chuksepia says, the truth is that public university administrators are dummy versions of our politicians. The same spirit that works in our politicians operates in most public university administrators. So I'm not surprised at the information that has been put out this morning. Sanchez from Ibadan says, on behalf of all universities of Ibadan athletes from 2001 to 2006, I want to say a big thank you to Professor Oshutokun, our then Director of Sports. He treated us like professional athletes, bonuses, hostel supplements. Xavier from Bagada says, good morning, shout out to Wale for his efforts. This is the reason why my amazing alma mater, the unique University of Port Harcourt, will come out tops in national West Africa.
There's one US legislature.
Let him finish.
Our Director of Sports and other officials take care of us. Our Vice Chancellor was in Lagos for the duration of the games. On the last day of the games, we went into the Ikeja axis to hang out and celebrate. The earlier other schools take collegiate games serious, the better they will perform for going forward. Just want to respond to this. Now, I saw Uniport, and I won't deny Uniport was top notch.
What are you saying?
They came in with, I think it was Taekwondo, or so was it karate? Sam Dede was the one overseeing that part. He spoke about how much preparations they put, how he wants to see the athletes do well, and how the fact that they were getting medals was as a result of what they had invested in. Not just, I think, in handball to volleyball, I think tennis. They were very, very good.
You know, Victor Ozeji went to Uniport.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It came out good though.
The question is, who know you for Uniport?
Ask anybody.
Ask who?
Ask anybody.
Which year you graduate? Let me see, you graduated 2010 or something?
For your mind.
there's this message from Remila. I just want to read it quickly. It says, Uncle Shegun, your own happened this November. Mine calls out the name of the company, one of the online stores. Says, has refused to refund my 34,000 since August 17. I have done all I can. This is Nigeria for you, where customers are worthy of honor before and they're fooled, embarrassed when they become.
I've told you guys, don't deal with people that will not give you the service of pay on delivery. If you don't do pay on delivery, I don't work with you.
Okay, pay on delivery. As when you pay.
Yeah, so that you see what you. Yes,
okay. I don't.
All that pay first and then confirm payment. No, I don't do that.
But what you do about a bank when they do a POS transaction on the 25th of November and by the 22nd of December,
so just
this bank has already several times going there.
Go to the bank now. Go to the bank.
I've been there several times, Charles. For me to be shouted, I'm pained, and I want to do what I want to show me the way, and I'm going to go and pull on.
So wait. When you went there, what did you do?
I had the decline thingy. Yeah. The guy would say, I gave it to them. They said 7 to 15 working days. This is almost 1 month later. How?
Probably they put a beautiful lady in front of you who was answering your questions, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Oh, well. Why do you think they had those girls in front of us?
For 26,000, not that much.
Just remember today. Morning, honorables. Thankful to hear your voice again today. I was literally on the floor laughing. The way Oga Charles throws those subtle banter at Uncle Shegun is so hilarious. Don't gang up on Uncle Shegun. I wish other shows could copy how you guys do yours, but they can't.
Unfortunately, who sent that message?
His name is Biodo Yusuf. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I found out this is parochial ethnicity. Do you understand? Two Igbo men ganging up on me. It's very sad.
The person that sent the message is a Yoruba boy.
But that's what I tell you. It's two Igbo men ganging up on me in the studio.
Wale,
sir,
you want to say something else?
Yes, just an
information. Yoruba, by the way,
just an information. About the Director of Sports Student Union. I got the info a few minutes ago that he's been trying his efforts to get to the Vice Chancellor. I mean, the new one, whom assumed office. And of course, we cannot exclude him from the process because it was the DVC academics during while we were in NUGA. It was part and parcel of the.
I'm sorry.
Those in the.
I'm sorry. Where is this your new VC from?
I don't know his state, but it goes by the name Professor Bamire.
Because there was a story going around about Ife, so I digress. That somebody was supposed to be VC, but the Ife indigenous wanted somebody from
I don't want to go into that because that's their own point. That's their own point. So now the fact is that we are not asking for much. we don't even want to go through the sport council anymore. We as athletes, we want to have direct contact with the vice chancellor to discuss this issue. And because our DS has been denied access to see him for the past few days, according to information at my disposal, I'm putting it to the entire school management through this medium that we demand his audience. All the athletes, if we cannot all come from our different locations, we have a committee that we meet and represent all of us. And we want to see him. We are not discussing with any member of Sport Council anymore. We want to see the Vice Chancellor.
We are Lagos Talk 91.3.
Let's talk.